Good afternoon, 47. Your target is media personality Bartholomew Argus. The charismatic musician turned film star is at the epicenter of a drugs and weapons investigation in the UK and the subject of an Interpol arrest order. The target has gone underground, leaving his former business partner, an infamous London gangster, Tommy the Hammer Stokes, to take the blame. We have learned that the target is lying low in Sapienza as a guest of Dino Bosco, and this represents an ideal window of opportunity to engage. The clock is ticking, 47. Good luck.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Geek Box with another Hitman 3 guide, and we're looking at the newest and latest elusive target, the Badboy for Year 2. So we're going to do 3 setups here. We're going to start off with a default loadout and then 2 setup loadouts. This one's quite straightforward. It just takes a little bit of work with knocking people out, but you literally do it right when you start. As you see, just head right behind this truck straight away from the beginning, and you can ping a coin behind the wheel here. I knock out 2 targets here. I will say there's 2 different ways of doing it. One, you can ping the coin, just leave it here like this, which I prefer to do on the first target. You just stroll behind them and just still out of sight. The second target you'll see in a moment, which I'll explain. So just drag the body off around the corner here. This is a packing game. You want to make sure they're out of sight, so be sure to grab those other limbs and just drag them right the way around. The reason I point out is we're going to use the same process again, making sure we drop their weapons and everything with them, and then going back and pinging the coin. But this time, just to make sure that the target can't see that body, we're just going to do the old spam the subdue button wherever it is for you, and then you get your target straight away. Obviously it's X for me, so, and then we're repeating again. Obviously this guy hasn't got a weapon on him, so you just drag him in again, making sure you tuck the body in. So there is going to be a third body we'll put here. There's 5 people in total we're going to subdue for this, but it's just a guaranteed way of getting Silent Assassin with just a little bit of patience at the end of it. So I repeat a third time. Sometimes you get him here, but other times you see there he's a bit further out, depends where he stands, so you can just use the same trick, ping in the corner, and there you go. I like to collect my coins back straight after I throw normally, unless I purposely want it in place, but that will disappear. But if you ever do lose a coin, just remember, if your target does actually get to where they are, even if the coin disappears away under something, the target themselves can still grab it. So did here, let him grab the coin, then subdue him the same. Nobody can see. The only other 2 people in the area on the other side of the truck, which will be taken out in a moment. And again, just drag this body out of the way. I mean, you want to tuck them here. You really won't have anybody see these bodies later on if you do all this right, but obviously just make sure they're tucked right away and make sure you grab the right body. So I grabbed the wrong one there, but just in case there's anything goes, obviously with Hitman games sometimes the patterns do change randomly on you and it catches you out if you get too comfortable with knowing the level. But once we got him out of the way, then we're just going to go out. Obviously he would normally drop a weapon, he didn't this time, which you can see in the video confused me for a second. But then just head over here and we're just repeating the process with the 2 techs that are behind the van. So pinging the coin there, we'll get the first one's attention. Also, so I'll make sure that you do use the coin on the second person. If you do try and take him out where he is, you will get spotted by part of the tech crew that's walking around at the actual movie scene. So this one instead, me trying to figure out what my coin was. With this one instead of taking him to the pile we had him before, as that's a bit full now, there is some long grass that's just down here. If you want to, you can actually drag those other targets into the long grass if you prefer, just to feel extra secure, but I find generally it just adds on extra time that you really don't need to be adding on for this. So once he's in, then we're going to drop his body and we're going to head back over and repeat the process again. Again, this target seems to have a range of how far he can hear. So I put the coin there, it did nothing. When I did a practice run, he did react to that. So again, just put it a little closer. As long as you've got him in line with that white truck and onwards with the trailer, then that's enough to take them out of the line of the people that are actually over on the set from seeing anything. So, but you do want to make sure, because you're going to be luring the target over to this way, that these targets are clear. So we're just going to take his body over again to the same place with the long grass. Now you've done the boot work of setting the scene up. Next it's going to be a case of luring the target over. So whilst we just get our last body in here, we'll take a quick reminder as well just to say thank you very much for watching the videos and the support I've had lately with this. And obviously I hope these videos continue to help you. But leading on with this, what we're going to do now is we're going to shoot this yellow car. Now this is the target's car, so we're going to shoot the back first and then shoot the puddle underneath, and that'll blow the car up. This is then going to lead over to the target coming over, and then you can take him down. It's a nice unique put-in that they've put into this one. Obviously instead of just adding the target and a few extra bits with the drink and things like that, actually putting this in as a kill option. I do wish they'd have made it a challenge of some kind for you to fulfill. But yeah, as you can see, I went back up there towards the sign things. You can generally see them around the area. I just sped this up because, you know, I'm sure you don't need to sit here and watch him walking through and listen to me grovel on during the meantime. But yeah, as you see, he'll get here to the car and he'll make a few assessments around it. There used to actually be speech they put in this part, well, as you're walking and at the car itself. And for some reason, since Hitman 1, when they updated it to make Hitman 2, they removed all of it, which I don't really understand why, unless they were trying to save some space or something, because it was cool having that little bit in there. Anyhow, now I sped that other bit up as well, so you said they were just stood around for a little while. It takes a little while for some reason, they don't really do anything with that extra time. But the reason I've gone to the grass here is, around now you should see that target will then start to move around the outside of the truck here. You see him just go past there and will position himself here on the cliff. Well, the main reason for that spot is he comes around here to go for a whiz off the edge. Just wait a second, check with your instinct, and once the guard turns his back so he can't see at all, just kick him off the edge. Good old fashioned Hitman kill. And that is your default loadout. Simple way of doing it. So it takes a little bit of patience, obviously, with knocking each person out, then waiting for the rest of it to play out after you blow the car up. But then just make your way down to the exit. Silent assassin, suit only, which leads us on to method 2, where we're going to take the seeker, a lockpick, and the remote micro taser. Now, so it's important it's the micro taser, so it will make it an accident kill. And we're going to have a little fun with this one. We're actually going to use an electrocution instead, just for a bit of flair and fun. You can actually also do a drowning, but it is actually safer for you as well to use this method, because you've got a guard that will be coming in straight after the target. So obviously if you get caught in the room, or if you get caught drowning him, then you're screwed. And also this one again, it's a silent assassin and it's suit only. For those that want to be perfectionists, that suit. So as you see, we've just gone straight through, across, over and down the route I've followed there. We're going to climb up this pipe first of all, and we're going to set up our accident. I've just set this up early on. Nobody's going to intervene, so you're in place. The accident's there. You haven't got to try and rush then to get this right. So you see we've climbed in, whipped the tap on, and then we've put the micro taser on the floor. Just place it or drop it out of your inventory. They both work the same. And then we're going to head back down the pipe, and then we're going to unlock this door. So we're going to use the seeker here to set up 2 targets to be sick. Now it's important to hit them in the right order, just for the fact we want to make sure that they're going to the right places. So if you go to this door, it can be a bit difficult because there's a pain in the ass box right there. But if you aim and you're trying to hit the guy with the white shirt on first. So knowing that he's sick, now you've got to hit the target himself. Sometimes you can get it in that gap. Sometimes you might have to wait for the white target to step away slightly. He'll come towards you and be able to see, but just remember, once the target's been hit with the seeker, you can do everything aside from kill somebody right in front of them and they won't react. Which is good to know, because in a lot of levels you can actually use that to your advantage to set situations up. But now we've got that going, as long as you hit the guy in the white shirt first. Basically, as you get downstairs, you saw I activated the taser and now that puddle's electrified. I would say in general, just head straight to the exit, just because you know what it can be like sometimes on these levels. You'll get a guard will afterwards then go and investigate the same distraction and get themselves electrocuted as well. I'm just showing on here so you can see how far ahead he actually walks, so you know that when you do this, you are safe to set it off. The guards won't go in and touch it for at least a minute. So that takes us on to our last one, which is we're just going to use a lethal poison. This is so dead straightforward. It's one of those ones you do it and then you just wait. So we're going to head along the same path again that we just did, where we're heading into that back area. Except this time we're going to head a little bit past, and we're actually going to grab a disguise this time. So no suit only on this one, I'm afraid, but it is a very straightforward. If you've got any sort of lethal poison you can put in a drink, you can do this. Takes mere moments to set up. And then you can literally walk off to the exit, go make yourself a tea or coffee if you want, or go grab a bite to eat and wait for a few minutes until it kicks in. Just because it goes through this whole process. But you see, we've gone down, quickly get changed. You don't have to worry about the Muppet there because he's on his phone, so he won't see you anyway. And then we're going to do again like we did the last one. We're going to use this pipe to get upstairs. We're going to go through the same entrance way, going to the bathroom. Just being careful with the next part of this. It's the only part you've really got to put some proper, I'd call, thought into this. So as we head to this door, you're going through, you want to get your gun out, but look over your other shoulder because there's a security camera here, but you can beat it without being seen. So with Hitman logic of that bullet went round the corner of the door, do that, pop down, and then use your instinct to look out this window at that box that's highlighted. Once you hit that, that will then instigate the next action where your target will then go to the sign-in desk and obviously do all his part in that. If you've seen my original video, which I will actually drop a card here if you want, when we did the Elusive arcade, this is where we actually put the rat poison that we picked up to set up the explosive kill, such as to lead him down to the toilet. But as we're doing this with all our stuff instead of the default loadout, we can completely bypass the rat kill part of it instead and just straightforward poison his drink. So be sure it's the left hand bottle that you're poisoning. Yeah, don't want to get those two mixed up, because then you'll end up killing the Bosco. It's called, who's a target in the actual main mission for this place. I've just fast forwarded to the exit because that's all I did. I ended up going for a nosy around and then run to here. So it took a few minutes, but he's drank the poison, he's down, clean, silent assassin kill, and that is the easy, simple method for getting this mission done. So I hope this helped you guys. That's another 3 simple methods for different levels if you're out, depending on how long you've had the game, how far you've gotten to complete the mission. Obviously as well, if you haven't already, check out the video that will show you how to unlock the Santa 47 suit you see I've been using here. But we've got Silent Assassin. It took 6 minutes, that includes half of that is pretty much the waiting time, and we unlocked the Italian suit with gloves. So if you have a quick look at this, it's a pretty cool basic outfit. It's just the Italian suit with gloves. It's a suit I like, but a new suit in a new video means montage.